So, George, right? Tell us about yourself. I mean, no offense, but you just don't seem like the guy to end up in a place like this. I mean, Claude just brings you in here into my establishment and nobody finds that suspicious? I mean, you wouldn't be a cop or anything now, would you, George?
Jay, come on.
I told you about calling me that. And secondly, I think I have a right to ask. Huh, George?
Julius, do you really think I would do something like that?
Yeah, I do. I know your kind. Slithery snakes hide in high grass. But as long as you're making us money, we've got no problems. But we both know you'd do whatever you'd gotta do to save your own ass.
No, Claude, it's all right. I mean, you're right. I'm not the type of person to be in a place like this. This is kind of a special case, you could say. I mean, issues came up, I need some extra money. Claude, being the good friend that he is, said he had my back. And here we are.
Hell yeah, had your back since elementary.
That's right.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet? Question is he any good though?
Put it like this, my man hasn't played since college, and he's still running the table on you.
Is that so?
No lie, I bet my life on that. But, Corbin, how you been, man?
How do you think? Now, if y'all don't mind, let's get back to the game.
Fine by me.
Gentlemen.
Do I know you?
I highly doubt it.
All right. Then who are you?
Oh, just a friend. Think of me as your guide, here to show you the way home.
What?
Just as man is appointed to die once, and after that to face judgment. Hebrews 9:27.
Okay, but you still didn't answer my question.
Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Romans 12:1.
Are you freaking deaf or something?
You, my brothers, were called to be free. But do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. Galatians 5:14.
Hey, are you even listening to me?
How much more then will the blood of Christ, who offered himself through the eternal Spirit, unblemished to God, cleanse our consciences from acts that lead to death, so that we may serve the living God?
All right, one last time before I make you go. Who are...
Who I am is not as important as what I can do for you.
And what can you do for me?
I can do for you the honor of guiding you from this sinful terrain to face judgment at the hands of our Almighty Father above. Blessed be in his name.
Okay. Whose idea was this? Which one of you idiots' idea was this, huh? Was it our new player? Sneaking his way into our game to give Pastor Billy Graham here access. But why would he do that? But of course, you would be the one stupid enough to send someone to try and intimidate me. Snakes will always be snakes, no matter their environment. I refuse to cut you a larger share of the business. You can take matters into your own hands.
Yo, man, what you talking?
No. You zip it. Not another word from you.
I think you're misunderstanding my purpose in being.
Hold up. I know you're not interrupting me. Thought so. Now you, and sure as hell you, I hope you both enjoy a shallow grave.
Whoa, now hold up, Julius.
Get up! The only thing you're gonna be holding up is your hands, trying to keep the dirt out of your face. Go ahead and leave the money on the table. You won't be needing it. I just texted Elliot to fetch the car now.
Hey, come on, let's everybody just calm down. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding.
Why are you still here? How the hell did you even get here anyway?
Oh, easy now. I can understand being confused and all, but the Lord guides me. And through the Lord, I am telling you to sit down. As for Elliot, he didn't put up much of a fight in his departure. But I can assure you, he won't be alone.
Why are you doing this?
I'm glad you asked. Now, I want you to understand that I'm not doing this to you. I'm doing this for you. I will cleanse them from all the sin they have committed against me and forgive all their sins of rebellion against me. Jeremiah 33:8. People are like sheep. They need to be led. And every now and then, a few sheep, an entire flock even, will stray away from the safety of their pasture into the world of temptation and evil. Most of them will be corrupted, one by one, by the unholy goats that live in that unforgiving wilderness. And the few that return, very rarely do they come back as white and pure as the day they left. No. They are stained by the evil and are no longer of use to the shepherd. So they must be put down. The blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of a heifer sprinkled on those who are ceremonially unclean sanctify them so that they are outwardly clean. Hebrews 9:13. Do not be afraid, my child, for our Father waits to greet you in the promised land. May God have mercy on your soul. In the Lord's name. Now, allow me to explain to you how this is gonna go. I'm gonna give each of you an opportunity to confess for the sins you've committed. No man is without fault, without sin. I myself can account for every one of the 31 lives taken by my hand before my life was turned over to the Lord. I am one of the lucky few still of use to my shepherd. So, it is my duty to perform his noble work upon you poor, corrupted beings.
Claude!
Do you now see what I mean? The outstretched hand of corruption knows no limit. There are those of us that have hidden in the dark and run from the Lord's judgment. But sooner or later, the bell tolls for everyone. Some friend he turned out to be, huh? When faced with the choices of self-revelation or death, he tried to run, leaving you behind. If I'm full, what is it to me if others die of hunger?
What verse is that from?
It's a partial quote, actually. Said Nursey. Here's another. The life of the dead are placed in the memory of the living. Miami Vice, what's his story?
He's a he's a silver spoon kid. Son of some rich stockbroker, and has always had everything handed to him on a silver platter. He even got this club for his birthday. He had somewhat of a temper when things wouldn't go his way, but to each his own.
Your friend, endowed with unfathomable greed, was, unfortunately, far beyond saving, and it was his time to face judgment. And what do you have to say about your friend, I wonder?
Claude and I grew up together. We've been friends ever since grade school. We lived down the street from one another. After graduation, I went off to college, and he Claude got into pistol dealing. It started after his older brother got shot in a gas station shooting, after his mom confiscated his gun and he took off. He did it to help defenseless people in the streets so that they wouldn't have to go through what his family went through. Later on, he got into business with Julius, And he exposed him to more business, more customers with more money. And that allowed him to buy larger weaponry.
I refuse to cut you a larger share of the business. You can take matters into your own hands.
Claude had asked Julius to give him a bump in his percentage of his weapons sales. Julius refused. He must have thought that Claude had brought you in to sway his decision.
I assume what you mean by larger weaponry refers to automatic weapons, AKs, Uzis. Now, who is that protecting? The people purchasing those weapons aren't in need of much protection, are they? He's supplying automatic weapons onto these streets into the hands of men taking double, if not triple the lives he saved. But he turns a blind eye as long as he gets his payout. Whether he believed his intentions to be good or not, he sold his soul for the almighty dollar. The minute he made that deal with the fallen, he laid himself in the same bed of greed as he. He's no better. It's quite simple, really. Open your heart, open your mind. Speak genuinely. And there just might be hope for you yet. It's okay. No need to be scared. Let's make this easy. I want you to tell me what you've done to end up in a place like this. Because I can tell just by looking at you that you don't belong in a place like this. So why don't you just tell me? Come now, son.
I'm an accounting major. I'm good with numbers. I've always been good with numbers. Ever since grade school. Claude would know. All throughout school. I would tell anyone that would listen about how I was going to make it big. How I was going to be somebody. Everybody supported me. They told me there wasn't nothing I couldn't do as smart as I was. I got to college, and I met my girlfriend. She said she was drawn to my confident personality and how I was goal-oriented. My plan was to get to college, start and get the internship at the best accounting firm in the city, start at a low-level position, graduate, and then work my way to a six-figure salary, which I would then use to take care of my spouse and my parents well in their old age. So we started dating. I got the internship. I even quit my campus job. And she became an assistant interior designer.
When she started coming home, excited about her designs being noticed and considered at open meetings, I was so proud of her. She'd always been so self-conscious about her classwork, always questioning whether she was good enough. Finally, she could see the potential that I always saw in her. But I couldn't help but feel embarrassed that I wasn't having the same, if not better, fortune than she was. She was the one climbing the ranks, making her name known. Whereas I continued to stay in the same place, constantly looked over, again and again, passed over by opportunity after opportunity for 2 years. Talk about so smart and good with numbers. It's no use when you fail to stand out amongst your peers. This past week, my girlfriend gets chosen to help design the interior of the mayor's house. And I get let go of my internship. Having worked tirelessly for so long, my work going unrecognized. While so many others that I started with have moved on to better things, I have to start back from the bottom. I didn't have the heart to tell them. My parents, my girlfriend, and everyone that believed in me. I couldn't let them know that I let them down. I just couldn't do it. I told Claude about what had happened, and he said that he had a solution. He knew that how good I used to be at cards in college. He said that if I could scuffle up some money, that maybe I could make a few bucks just to help me last till I got back on my feet.
Through your prideful ways, you've become separated from the Lord, lost your way. In time of need, you don't look to the sky for guidance. You look for the easy way. With sin comes consequences. And you have and will face yours. Now I've been waiting to get to you. There he sits like a stone wall. I just haven't been able to get a read off of you. Here's what I want.
Let's just save it, all right? I get the gist of it. This will save us all a lot of time if we just get into it. I've been needing a confession for some time now. Plus, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of hearing you run your mouth.
All right then, have at it.
I served in Iraq. One tour, 3 years. Now I thought it was my duty to go over there and do something. I thought it'd give my life purpose. Now I'd seen videos of soldiers talking about PTSD and whatnot, and I thought I was strong-minded enough to handle it. I thought I could handle killing some Al-Qaeda, some terrorist douchebags trying to ruin our country.
So you've killed before?
Yes.
Would you look at that? Hey, accountant, you're the only person here whose actions haven't resulted in the taking of a life. Congrats on staying innocent. Did you enjoy it? The thrill of it?
The first time I ever killed someone, I threw up in the back of the Humvee. fellow soldier pulled me off to the side and said, "Don't sweat it. It's just some Iraqi thug. It's nothing to lose lunch over. In a few months, it'll come just as easy as breathing." But he was wrong about that. It came much, much easier.
So you did enjoy it.
Moments when I was in a standoff and I was able to kill the other guy before he killed me, yeah. I was thrilled to be alive. Comes with the situation. It's war. But only real sickos murder 'cause they can, and then show no remorse afterwards.
Do you show remorse for the lives that you've taken?
Not a day goes by I wish I never set foot in Iraq. Over there, it's like another world. The killing had become routine. And once I gotten back, I realized what I'd done. And I felt like I couldn't talk about it to anyone. My girlfriend left me. I distanced myself from my parents before they died. I had nothing. Night after night, I am kept awake by the faces of the fallen. And they ask me why I didn't save them. And I don't have an answer.
Do you think you should be punished for what you've done?
I punish myself every day. First started to drink, just to quiet the voices, but then it quickly became, how fast can I kill my liver and kidneys? I've prayed to God for forgiveness. He doesn't respond back. Why would he? You know, I get my veterans check every month. And aside from rent, food, and utilities, all I buy is my cough syrup, and I spend the rest here, waiting on the day my clock is finally punched in. To be honest, I've wanted to die for a while now, just so I can meet him and ask if I let him down.
Is that right?
I've made bad choices, and I know that. All I ask is for forgiveness. Just like I know you were never gonna let us go.
With sin comes punishment. And then comes judgment. Ah!
What are you doing? Go! Ugh.
You'll see your friends in hell.
Come on, you're gonna be okay, right?
No, sir.
All right, now walk out of the building slowly. Put your hands up.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?